Yeah, I think Goku just beats him up. I
What?
think Goku would win.
I don't think that's a premise. You need to elaborate on why.
Bro, what? I mean, bro, a premise is just a
You
claim. Like you can just say that this
a
character
premise is a
wins.
foundation of a statement, a foundation argument. So when I just say Goku would win, I think he's gonna win. But if you want like a more elaborate thing, because you want to be one of those guys, Goku
So
would
I was
probably just
suggesting something more elaborate.
Goku would just beat his ass. Yeah.
Can you elaborate on why?
I mean, what is your premise?
I mean, all right, I guess. All right, let me go over here then.
Simon.
Huh?
What's
Kratos
his
just
name?
overall outscales, and
Oh,
it's
Kratos
just
versus Goku. All
wait.
right, I'll continue.
Okay, yeah. Kratos just overall outscales like the entirety of Dragon Ball, Goku, everybody.
Just outscales.
Yeah,
All right. So
So
yeah. Anything.
question: Are we taking in canon and non-canon, all of it, or just canon?
I think we're
Good
talking about
question. What
canon.
Goku? What Goku are you talking about?
Canon Goku.
Oh, this is a
So
close fight.
this would be Super. I mean,
Yeah.
given that
Yeah.
they
Super
did say
Goku.
that everything was considered to be canon, if I'm pretty sure.
No, that's
Like,
dumb. I mean, there's context between that, but obviously mainline Super, right?
okay. So then, go
Like no
ahead. What were
games,
you about to say?
like none of the games and shit. I didn't say anything. That was Goji's book up. I was gonna say, do you want to start or do you want to like where do you scale
Yeah,
Kratos?
we
I
could.
guess.
Let's go Kratos into high out reversal
Okay, why do you think he's high universal?
because he transcends two of the three laws of thought, which therefore makes him an illogical character, and he also transcends infinity of infinities, which will get him into high tier A boundless.
Okay, so we can start the first part. So you say he transcends two law of thought. So what two law of thought do you think he transcends?
The law of contradiction and the law of excluded middle.
Okay, so how would he transcend these laws of thought?
The law of contradiction. First, we would have to explain this, but the law of contradiction, which asserts something cannot be and be at the same time, basically something cannot be simultaneously differentiated in the same sense. Meaning, for example, the chair cannot be read and read at the same time.
You're saying
These
the
are violated and
you
defied
said
and ignored through
hold
Kratos'
up. You said the
prophetic.
chair can't be read and not be read. To make sure you said that.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
just an example.
Oh yeah, because you just cut out. That's why I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. Then you have the law of the excluded middle, which asserts something cannot be in between true or false. It's either right or wrong. Like, for example, the sky is blue. It's either right or it's wrong. It's an impediment statement. These are violated and defied and ignored through Kratos' prophetic narrative and aspect of ontology because it asserts that Kratos is essentially going to die in battle against Thor. The prophecy elusive fate, which is considered to be a predetermined variable of, however, in God of War incorporates both eternalism and predeterministic elements where the past, present, and future don't exist, but fate itself is a predetermined factor that ensures what will happen in the future and corresponds to Kratos' fate. If there are realms past, present, and future do not exist. These realms are just transcendent of linear spatial temporality with its own form of non-linear space-time, but their nomological laws clearly delineate.
So you're saying that Kratos, well, like the verse says that Kratos is destined to die against Thor, and you're saying that he doesn't die, and therefore you break the law of thought. One of the thoughts.
Yeah, because technically his fate, his prophetic character or his prophetic narrative is basically what ensures, like, is basically the predetermined factor to the future. Since past, present, and future do not exist within the God of War universe, or at least the diaphragm of which God of War 5 and 6 take place.
Okay, can you send out scan for that one?
Let me
For
go over
for the
here.
past, present, future not existing. I mean, I don't think this is like this mean anything in general, but I just want to see that scan. 'Cause I actually never seen this scan before, so it's actually looking interesting. Cause like,
Oh, I can't send nothing in chat. Oh wait, do we have the scans?
yeah, you got scans.
Being that everything exists within the world tree, and then also when he goes to visit the Norns of Fate, they also allude to this. So it's also within the continuity of God of War, which I would have to just pull up a clip on YouTube. But I could do that right now if you want me to. I mean, it's a
Go,
quick cutscene that doesn't take longer.
just drop it in chat. Yo, these scans are blurry as fuck.
Sorry, the index for God of War is just like so bad.
I don't know where the first scan is from. Let me see. The second scan was where? What am I supposed to read in this? Light arrows, energy spears called round tears. This second scan, I generally don't know what you're trying like that's supposed to say, or like
I can
try
read it. I could just
like
zoom in.
I could read it, but like I'm not. I'm saying like, what's the point of that second scan?
That
And
scan is for just the infinity of infinities. I mean, I just decided to put them all in there just for like later on, so that way I don't have to keep going back and forth between scans. But then if you keep going down, it also alludes to the tree basically being a transcendent to space and time, which alludes to no like it being
well,
like no in
that's
between
not well.
between
I'm talking
past,
about this
present,
scan
and
in
future.
particular. This one right here. If you look in the chat, this scan, I don't know if like that shit has to do anything because, but this third scan, the Jujutsu, alternative, the world tree of life is the force that appears to be strong. Blah 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 blah.
It is as a literal tear in reality, tear in between both time and reality. I'm sorry,
All
or
of
it talks about the
all of
fabrics of
existence.
reality. That was just a picture from my notebook. I'm sorry. Came out kind of blurry because my shit wasn't focusing in.
Okay, most of these scans just talk about like, you know, the Jujutsu, is the cosmology. Yeah, it's just basically cosmology and the Jujutsu transcends space and time. Like that's pretty much it. Like what about it?
No, but it's alluding to his prophetic narrative. His prophetic narrative taking neither place in both past, present, or future, as suggested by Jormungandr's death when he gets sent back in time.
So what's the
Which
narrative?
via
What's
getting
the
sent
narrative
back
do
in
you think it's
time
alluding to?
would suggest a diaphragm of time, but being that the tree transcends both time and spaces, it's non-existent. Therefore, making him illogical. Says nothing can exist and not exist at the same time, or nothing cannot be and be at the same time.
Okay, that's already retarded
Again,
for
via
a lot of
via his
reasons. For one,
prophetic.
the tree transcends space and time. That just makes it five-dimensional, right? I don't know why you're making anything higher. Your whole argument earlier about like the reason like he would break a law of thought is because Kratos denied fate, but that's just fate hacks resistance, and like that doesn't break any law of thought. I don't know how you get that. Um, all these scans basically like the narrative you're alluding to, like these scans don't really prove that at all. Like this is like a whole like leap of doom and despair because your scans verbatim just say the usual is a cosmology of the verse. A cosmology of the verse transcends space and time. If it transcends space and time, it would just be 5D, right? Because if a normal universal structure would be four-dimensional and it transcends that, it should be 5D, right? And I'm guessing you're trying to say like since the user still exists in a place without space and time, it doesn't exist, which doesn't really make sense. Or even I don't even know how you get to that point anyways, even if you grant it was true. But I don't know. I mean, I'll let you respond to that because I'm looking like, or which part you want to talk
No,
about.
because no, basically, so the tree with exists neither between or in between. Basically, the tree. Sorry, let me rephrase. The tree does not exist in a place between past, present, or future, nor does it have any concept of past, present, or future, as suggested by his prophetic narrative. As I'm saying,
Okay,
within the
the tree doesn't
continuity,
have to exist in place and
within the
linear time. That's
continuity
fine.
of
That's by virtue of being 5D. Because if a 4D construct, which is a timeline, right, and a timeline has a past, present, future ingrained within it, right, as a time-space continuum, and you transcend that, you just be on a higher layer of time and space, right? That's why it's 5D. And even when a grandstand 5D creatures are just beyond timelines, right? That it could traverse freely through time, therefore not being bound by it inherently, then I don't know like how you're getting this to like out of versal or anything. Like nothing here is even gracing out of versal. Like the only way you can grace out of versal, if you try to argue that transcending time and space would be like mean the concepts of it somehow, but none of these scans even like mention anything abstract.
It's because you're trying to implement that the tree is transcended to time and space, which I'm not arguing for.
That's
What
what
I'm
it says
arguing for is
verbatim
the
in the scan. It says
prophetic.
every strand transcending time, transcending space. Verbatim.
No, but those are the branches we're talking about.
Yeah, the
You
branches
just
are
showed
the tree.
itself.
That's what the tree is made of. Branches. What
No,
like
it's not. The branches are extensions of time, space, and
yes,
past, present, and
yeah,
future.
but the usual is a tree
They're
and
not an
branches are a
they're
part
not
of the
an
tree. That's
extent
what a
they're
tree
not an
is.
extension of the tree. They're not an extension of what the tree actually is, as verbatim.
Yes, it is. The usual tree in God of War, the branches are the cosmology, right? That's why it grows forever. Each strand making like one strand turns to two strands, that strand turns to four strands, right? That's literally shown on panel in the game. And these strands are stated to transcend time and space to grow forever, right? And all the people
But
that
this is
die, and then wait, no, in the same thing, I forgot who says it, but he's saying it transcends life and death because it is the symbol of rebirth for the verse, right? So,
contradicted by his prophetic narrative.
okay, that I mean your prosperity
So you'll
narrative,
be so,
the narrative doesn't
so-
support you. The narrative of the game is verbatim how it's working, so your narrative just fails, right? And also, I already told you, like this fate argument you try to like
no,
argue
it doesn't, because
doesn't go
fate is
through
already a
because
predetermined variable. So if you were to defy fate,
yeah,
a
that's fine.
predetermined variable in a prophetic narrative, not just defying fate on its own, that's already alluding to breaking one of the laws of thought,
No, it doesn't.
which you
Because
cannot argue against,
if
because
you
this
defy
suggests that
fate
something
by
is neither
virtue
true or
of having
false.
fate hacks resistance, it doesn't break the law of thought. That's very cohesive, very logically
But it's
sound,
not
and
fate
doesn't
hacks
break
resistance
any laws
because
of
it
thought.
falls in line with his
Because
prophetic narrative.
okay, what do you think a prosperity narrative is?
Prosperic narrative, a prophetic narrative.
Yeah, my fault. But
You good?
why were you supporting
Prophetic,
narrative? No, he's
prophetic narrative basically.
my fault. My fault.
Or you
I was just
no
talking to
you
chat. I was just saying like he's talking about narrative inside God of War, not the narrative of the crossverse. He's talking about inverse right now.
who?
I'm talking to the nigga in chat. He said, "Why are we presupposing narrative in versus battle?" But I'm telling you, you're talking about the narrative of God of War, not like the little random place we're fighting at.
Oh, okay, okay. Hold on. Just give me a second. I'm about to pull up my
My
keyboard.
fault for the lack of tracking.
Yo, bro. Tamaki, bro, what's happening, bro? What's happening, bro?
He's trying to say Kratos breaks two laws of thought via the fact that he denies fate, like fate hacks, like the fate of the verse didn't work on him, therefore he'd be out of versal and illogical. That's basically his argument right now.
Again, if there are laws past, present, and future that do not exist, these realms are transcendent of linear spatial temporality within its own non-linear space and time. If there are nomological laws, clearly they delineate from the total existential absence of the three temporal spatial temporal intervals.
Okay,
If
look,
If Kratos has a predetermined fate that decides the future, but past, present, and future do not exist, and he actively defies and ignores his fate, then Kratos is in defiance of a proposition that is both true and false simultaneously, and is also one that exists and don't exist at the same time in the same sense. Because of the prophecy is one of the fundamentals of the aspect of the existence of Kratos, then he ontologically violates the two laws of thought, which makes him illogical. In some perspective, if Kratos is somewhat illogical, then this actualization of logical impossibilities, which are logically possible.
yo, genuinely, how does that rebuttal anything I told you, like at all, like genuinely any part of that? Because a lot of that you said is repeating yourself, and a lot of that's already in question. All right. So like we could break it down once again, right? So for the first part, your whole thing is that he breaks a lot of thought because Kratos he goes against what is predetermined for him via fate hacks, right? And I already steel man that and said like, okay, it doesn't break a lot of thought because he could just resist the fate hacks via having fate hacks resistance, which you still haven't got any counter to, and all you just spam is that is his narrative shit. And I told you like the scans and inverse context when he described what the user show tree is, that this the tree transcends time and space, which is 5 dimensional, right? Not out of versal, so that's pretty dead. And by virtue of the tree being 5 dimensional, it could transcend, a space-time continuum, which is 4 dimensional, right? All 4 dimensional things are timelines, right? And all space-time continuums have a timeline in it, right? So that makes sense, and it goes perfectly fine with what you're saying. So if this tree is 5D and the branches are what the tree is, that's what a tree is made of, branches, right? It's a big stump and then it spreads to branches. And we know when they talk about the tree in the verse of God of War, especially when they talk about the tree branches, on how that's what the cosmology is based upon. And then even was the what's the the second part he said? Oh yeah, when he's talking about life and death in the tree, that all like things that are physical and I guess spiritual in the verse go back into the tree via life and death rebirth. I don't see how any part of this could be universal. And your main universal argument is just saying that he breaks the law of thought because he goes against he was fated to die to Thor and that didn't happen. But if he just has fate hacks, therefore that's why it didn't work because Kratos got stronger in the verse. That whole argument fails. So that's like the main one you have to attack. If you don't attack that, it's kind of dead.
Well, no, because this is just the fundamental aspect of the existence of Kratos, which is what I'm suggesting. If you don't understand what like, not that you don't understand,
I
but what I'm
understand it,
trying
but
to,
it's like it's
what
generally to go because I'm saying like that's not what's happening. Like verbatim in narrative and how scaling works. Like both of them just dies. Right? Like obviously I get the argument. You're saying like this is Kratos' ontology, this is his existence. His existence is predetermined by fate, right? He's gonna die, right? And he doesn't die, therefore he breaks a law of thought. Right? But I'm saying the reason he doesn't die isn't because of his existence inherently, it's because that he has fate hacks resistance, therefore the fate just never happens because he gets strong to a point where it just doesn't work on him anymore, right? He breaks out of the chains of fate. Which also I'm pretty sure is consistent with other God of War games where he just beyond fate anyways, right?
right, right, right.
So if that's
May
the
I,
case, then I don't see how it's 1A.
am I able to keep going? Was that everything?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty like sure when I said like, and that's why it's not 1A. It's kind of like your go to, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. Second man, I was gonna say, if you want to go or respond or whatever.
Repeat that last part. I'm sorry, I got a call when you were in the middle of that.
No, I'm just saying like that's it. Like you go if you want to say something.
Oh, okay. I mean, no, I understand what you're saying. Understand what you're saying. It's just what I'm trying to say is that the tree itself isn't like, I mean, though, like, even though it is suggesting that it is transcendent, basically what I'm suggesting is that the layout for this or the diaphragm for this isn't suggesting the same thing because the diaphragm within the continuity of God of War doesn't suggest any type of the tree being like an extension of past, present, and future. Not even in transcendence.
Well, do you
If
have
you can understand that.
Well, I do, but do you have like a diaphragm or a statement that kind of suggests what you're saying? Because like I already went through like basically what he talked about inverse ink like on panel on cutscene, where they talk about the time and space thing. And I'm not saying it's suggesting that's what it is. That's just verbatim what it stated that each strand of the user show transcends time and space.
Right.
And you have like 5 different scans saying the user show is just the cosmology. So if it is just the cosmology, which is the universe, et cetera, it would just point more to what I'm saying. Obviously, I don't get your argument, but I just don't think the argument makes sense or holds up or like anything you said rebuttals what I'm saying. But
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I could pull up. No, I would have to go in the index of God of War, and I would actually have to like not the index. I would have to go through my loaded like files and go to exactly to the cutscene where they explain this. I have to find it. I don't know what it's called.
yeah, yo TB, since you're also a God
But
of
but
War guy. Oh, my fault. You
but
my
they
bad.
but they do. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Say what you gonna
No,
say.
no, I was gonna talk to someone else. I thought he was done. While he's looking for something. But what you saying?
No, I was just gonna say, but they do suggest this. I just have to go back and find it, which would be exclamatory, thus making my point, invalid on illogic on it being like an illogicality. But still, I could still make the argument for one high tier adder considering the infinities of infinities, which are basically different stems from each other, which deteriorate from each other,
Infinities,
but are also
infinities. Like, are you
transcendent to
saying
space,
like,
but are also
are you talking about
transcendent
set
to
theory?
space and time, while also not existing within space and time. Huh?
You talking about like set theory and stuff? Like infinities, infinities. They would be at 1A.
Yeah.
So you think like set theories of dimensions like make it 1A?
Hold on one second. One second.
Oh, well he does that. TB, since you're a Kratos guy, what do you think about the Kratos argument? I think you're a Kratos dude, right?
Bro, this guy does not understand how fate works, bro.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just ratting, and I'm pretty sure he understands that too. What he just said based right now, he's just arguing to argue it, which is fine. If he actually believed it, then it'd be an issue. But he doesn't actually believe it. I don't care. I only have issue with people when they argue shit they actually believe in. But if you're just arguing just to win or do whatever, I don't care. Like if niggas say Goku's out of versal, and then I'd be like, do you actually believe that? And they're like, no, then I don't care. But they're like, yes, then I start debating them on it because there's just no way. I mean, I could make Goku out of versal arguments, but I don't think. Do I think Goku's out of versal? No. I only think like composite Goku's like 1A or like special variants.
Oh no,
Sorry, I had to Sorry, I had to actually like go back and pull this up really quick.
Okay.
So just to get us on the same wavelength right now, Autoversal high tier 1A or high 1A. And power scaling refers to beings that transcend dimensionality and the concept of dimensions, possessing power far beyond regular Autoversal 1A.
Sorry to cut
High,
you off, but
uh,
which
ca-
training system are you reading at? Is that VSB or that CSAP?
huh?
Is that character stats or CSAP? Not character. Oh shit, I
CSAT.
meant versus battle. CSAP. Okay. I'm pretty sure character stats just says a 1A is just transcending the concepts of space and time, pretty much. And the one where counting infinites are actually 1A for some reason is VSBW. So CSAP doesn't really back you, from what I remember. Only VSBW does.
Okay, so let's go BW
Okay.
or versus battle.
Yeah, see, it says autoversal for character stats when used prescribing to characters that are transcended to dimensionality as well as characters capable of significantly affecting things that transcend dimensionality, a concept of it, right? And then that's like the separated version, but they get into more thing like these characters have no dimensional limitations, or and beyond scientific definition, and you know. They're beyond any number of dimensions, no matter how infinitely larger them or how many higher infinity in quotation marks on punctuation marks compared to others, right? So even if you have the set theory argument, it would never hit 1A. It would probably be like high hyper max. I mean, assuming you can even get it like that, because at best it could just be like high layers of multiplus.
Wait, can you go back and elaborate on that last part one more time, like with the Autoversal scaling one more time?
Here, I just snip and put it in chat if you want to read it.
Yeah, just do that for me.
I mean, wait, do you actually believe that Kratos is strong, or are you just arguing to argue it?
I'm really just like eyeballing it. I'm not even like really just like
Okay.
it's not definite. Like I could definitely like if I was arguing with somebody who just like would just concede to what I was saying, then yeah, I'm gonna just go with it. But I was just making the eyeball. Still, like I could take the high hyper
Well, I feel like people
if I could
will
get,
concede
but
to
if
what
I
you're
could get
saying
Kratos, but if I
because
could
of the
get Kratos,
jargon.
oh my bad. Go ahead. I was talking.
No, I think more people could just concede or just not want to debate or like give up because of the jargon of the words using. But when people kind of understand or know like inference of what you're trying to imply with some of the words, like it just doesn't make sense. So like the actual scaling. Like for example, Simon, the guy you was just debating earlier, like if you said this to him, he would understand what you're saying. So he probably just give up or concede. But
But yeah,
someone like
like
Aries,
I
like
could,
that wouldn't work on
but
him.
no, I usually like if I were to get a low ball, I would usually go like high multiversal to like low hyperversal, high hyperversal, maybe high hyperversal if they don't concede
Cause at,
after my
cause at this point, like Kratos is like what 5D. If he goes to the tree, well I know he goes to the tree, so I won't
yeah,
be
yeah,
dishonest about it.
the tree alone, like the tree alone, like even the feat with the nine realms alone would just because considering that all nine realms have their own quantum mechanics within them or spatial temporality.
Well, I don't think heard it like flipping a realm makes you 5D or anything. It's just a 4D feet at best. But even the fact that Chris is 4D is 5D, I think he should be like base Goku level and just get like one tapped by like just gets beat up by Goku later when he gets stronger. Because that's like
Can you
starting
tell me
super.
why?
Well, if Goku's like 5D at the start of Super alone and he absorbs that power into his base form with a multiplier stack, he'd be like thousands, like hundreds of times stronger than base 5D. He just one shot you, right? Because he's already 100 times stronger than you at least, or 50 or whatever.
But would
So
multiplying this make him transcend it to that? If you get what I'm asking?
like you're saying like if he multiply, would he be like 50th dimension or something?
No. Well, does it technically?
Well, it can. There is an argument for that in Dragon Ball for power levels because power levels in Dragon Ball can cross dimensional barriers, right? So characters go from star level to Uni plus, so like 5D and stuff, just from power levels alone. But I'm not really arguing. I'm just saying like Star Super Goku is 5 dimensional, and that's before he gets his God form absorbed into his base form, and then he just could stack his multipliers again and again, and that's like ignoring all the Zenkai boosts and shit he has. So if like base Goku is 5D before he even absorbs it, right, and he goes Super Saiyan 1, we have like Kratos, who's baseline 1 5D, Goku baseline 1 5D, Goku goes times 50 one shot your character, right? Yo, what's this crowd, bro?
Where are all these people joining?
These are the niggas, bro.
Yeah, I'm the nigga.
And you keep talking about DC scaling. That's Hermes right. That's the DC guy.
No, Hermes fucking sucks at DC. I taught that bitch. I taught her.
No, what the fuck? Yo,
Yo,
one is lying. Seeing this
yeah.
nigga trouble is
Hermes,
fucking
wait,
terrible.
Hermes lost to Jester in DC,
Yeah,
bro. I
yeah.
re-accepted
No,
that.
the fuck I didn't. Yo, Lucas himself gave me judgment that I fucking no diffed his ass. I won every single point under his judgment, but I don't hear that shit.
Well, I
Did
can.
you do that? Did you do that,
When?
Lucas? Did you do that?
Well,
Yes,
Tamaki.
yeah,
Don't,
I can get out the wreck. I'll get out the wreck right now. Where you
Tamaki.
hear him give
Yo,
me
yeah,
every single
what?
point. We can do that right now.
What?
yeah, but
Tamaki.
Hello?
can you like record me getting judgment?
Can I record you?
Yo, Hermes, shut up,
If
brother.
you have
Yeah,
it,
bro.
You mean can I give you the recording?
Yo, Hermes, very shitty ass boy.
Hello?
Nigga shit
I don't
Hello?
know
himself.
why.
There you
Wait,
go.
no. Why is trouble calling anyone shitty, bro? Your only win ever is free to blow.
Yo, I don't know why. Please shitting yourself mid debate, bitch. Bitch.
When?
Himself.
When? Sorry,
Oh,
when?
To my you
what's up?
shit
you
yourself,
know,
bitch.
let these two,
Nah,
let these
nah.
two
Yeah,
Right
I
before
think
gentlemen.
we
kind of
started,
laugh
bro.
away.
Huh.
Yeah, trouble and Hermes.
This
Let these
funny
two
as
gentlemen
fuck.
do
Huh.
their debate.
Oh, my bad.
Huh.
Yo, check chat, bro. That's me. That's me. Fucking no diffing jester, bro.
We got memes. Oh,
Yo,
I thought.
Hermes wishing that that's that way.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't actually believe like the that Kratos transcends the law of Thor, or whatever, I don't really care that much. But if you're just gonna argue, then go crazy, bro.
Yo, what is that key nigga debate? He has the high tier, bro. I might debate him.
You say who?
Key, the
He,
guy I just tagged.
he Corp?
Who did you just tag?
This nigga. I'm about to
Key?
tag him,
Bro,
bro.
Hermes,
I don't know. I don't.
Hermes,
I
that
oh
guy's
that's
fucking.
Uwu. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he has high tier, but look.
No, I was just gonna say that
Uh,
I could see to your argument. I would need to find like the proper like scan. I know it's somewhere in the index. I just need to find like exactly
Well,
where.
if you
But
want to
until
find
then,
it and come back
uh,
later, then I don't care. But
yeah, I'll probably just come back later. Like it might take me a minute because I have to go through my entire like load files and my entire archive of God of War. But until then, I could see what you were saying. But you did have a pretty good argument then. But it's only because like I do see the predetermining variable of fate being transcended to that. Well, not even transcended, being illogical to that of past, present, and future. But then again, you know.
mhm.
Yeah,
But
Hermes, stop breeding, bitch.
it
fuck is
was
a
it was
bot?
a